Vaping. Kansas currently has 9 vaping-related cases, including the 2 deaths. In response to the health issue, Governor Laura Kelly has instructed the head of the Kansas Department of Health and Environment, Les Norman, to combat the e-cigarette epidemic. He has been chosen to testify before Congress concerning the effects of e-cigarettes and will testify in front of the United States House Energy and Commerce Oversight and Investigation Subcommittee tomorrow. Last week was Child Passenger Safety Week. Save Kids Kansas and the Franklin County Health Department want to help you make sure that your car seat is properly fitted to your car. Jennifer Watkins from the Health Department said properly installing the seat is very important.
Typically, we've been doing them mostly just once a year, but this last one that we did, I found that less than 10% of these car seats were installed correctly. So I wanted to start doing them every other month just to make sure that our kids are safe on the road. Car crashes are the leading cause of death for children, and so it's just really important that we get these car seats installed correctly. There's a lot of details that I think people miss when they install them, and so I think it's just important for us to just double check and make sure that they are in right.
She adds that most people don't read the manual when they buy a car seat, thinking they will just know what to do and how to install it. But a certified technician can make sure that the seat is secure and your child is safe. A very unique and exclusive event is happening in the Garnett area Thursday. Garnett is among 11 cities chosen for this year's Kansas Air Tour. 40 to 50 aircraft are expected to make the 3-day journey across Kansas and to stop in Garnett. The 2019 Fly Kansas Air Tour will offer participating pilots and passengers a unique glimpse of each destination airport and its community. There will be an experimental aircraft presentation by Airport Advisory Board President Pat Shetler, along with static aircraft and helicopter displays. The public is encouraged to attend, so come on out to the airport Thursday and show your local pride. The exclusive KOFO Weather Center forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy. There is a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly after midnight, the low down to 68. Wednesday, it'll be mostly cloudy, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning, then a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms later in the afternoon. Then we'll have clearing skies and a high of 81. And that brings you up to date. I'm Don Elliott, KOFO News.
Stay tuned for the following special presentation from KOFO 1220 and 103.7 FM. KOFO, your sports source for East Central Kansas, welcomes you to this edition of the Kent Kessinger Show, live from Pizza Time in downtown Ottawa. It's our weekly chat with Ottawa University head football coach Kent Kessinger, and your weekly chance to enjoy food and drink specials at Pizza Time during the show. The Kent Kessinger Show on KOFO is brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Keith King, Ottawa University, and Pizza Time. Now, live from the KOFO Sports Booth, here's your host, Bob Johnson.
Welcome in to the latest edition of the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO. As the big voice guy says, I am Bob Johnson. Sitting across from me is the soon-to-be greatest coach in Ottawa University Braves history, Kent Kessinger. He is my
a lot of people would argue that. So
he is my Simon to my Garfunkel, except I don't have the Garfunkel.
I'm more of your pen to your teller or teller to your pen or whatever that is.
Yeah, it's magic that I'm still allowed to do this after all this time.
It's radio magic.
Radio magic. Even with sound effects. We did that this year on the podcast. It was pretty, it went over well.
We did have some different sound effects. Yeah. Podcast was a big hit, I thought.
Yeah, I thought so. And tonight's show should be a big hit once we get over some of the topics to talk about. But we will be playing, Coach, tonight we will be bringing back an oldie and a favorite, the $25,000 pyramid, or as I'm renaming it, a quarter and a half bag of chips pyramid. Because
then there's not as much stress and going in it.
Because trust me, if I had $25,000, I would not be giving it out.
I think the first time we played that, I don't know if I even answered a question.
I'm not going to make fun of you.
Just saying. I like random thoughts.
Yeah.
Because that can be random.
Well, we'll bring it back.
All right, just checking.
We'll bring it back. We've got Homer Call coming up again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I got to get a little bit more fodder.
Yeah. Because, right now, the Miracle Punt, that may be. Well, it's the only one in the clubhouse right now.
Well, it is. So you see something new every day. There's somebody walking past Pizza Time and carrying a parrot.
Well,
It's not even Talk Like a Pirate Day.
no, it is not. Wow, that is a first. Someone walking by. This is the best vantage point ever in this show's history. And when somebody walks by with a parrot who is not flying, being outside and not in a cage,
It was all white parrot, too.
and sitting on the person's hand.
Yes.
I almost just want to say roll the credits. We're not going to beat that.
Oh, no. We've peaked early.
Wow. The returns are in. We can't get any better. Oh, it was a tough loss Saturday night. 37-29, the Braves lose to Sterling. They end up dropping out of the top 25, ironically being replaced by OUAZ, which we won't talk about. But as we talked about in the post-game show, turnovers, big plays, and the offensive line struggling was really kind of the gist of that game.
Well, definitely the turnovers. I mean, if you go back and you look at the game like we did on video on Sunday, and then share with our guys on Monday, we have 3 opportunities offensively that I can even point out that, we fumble, on the 5-yard line going in. We have a strip sack at the 25-yard line going in, and we were driving, and at that point we had things rolling pretty good. And then we throw a pick 6. So that's a 21-point swing. I mean, obviously if you get one of those, we're at the point where we're tying the game, and if you get 2 of them, you've won the game. So
well, and if you take away the pick 6 right there,
if you take away the pick 6, we tie it there at the end, and then we play for the win, or we play for overtime, or whatever it might be. So we definitely had our opportunities. We gave up a couple big plays from miscommunications on defense. A couple guys in the secondary just got off on the. One was zigging when he should have been zagging, and that happens, and we don't get a guy covered, and sure enough they get a big play and they come down and they score.
Well, I will say that one of the things I did like to see was the communication afterwards. I mean, maybe there was some frustration involved there, but the players involved were hashing it out and discussing, hey, no, wait, this is how it was supposed to go. So I mean, it wasn't from the lack of one of them not knowing what was going on. It just a simple miscommunication.
Yeah, it just was a miscommunication on, I think it was on emotion, and they should have exchanged and then called it out. And I think that the linebacker underneath called it out, but the safety didn't stay back over there, and that caused us some problems. So, it's little things like that you find out a few more tweaks when you get into the second game. And again, it's early for us in the season, so hopefully we can correct those as we go through this week and prepare for an extremely good football team.
The other issue I wanted to touch upon was the run game. Again, having struggles. Connor Kagi leading the rushers again. Yep. I mean, it's good for his stats, but not good for the wear and tear.
Well, it's a different thing too. Within the past with the Shane Gimzo, you would expect him to be one of the leading rushers that you had in our offense because we ran the quarterback quite a bit. Same thing with Mike Bear. You would expect them to be high in the rushing category and that sort of thing. Even Connor Byers a couple of years ago, but not when you're a drop back passing team. and you would have never expected Ethan Haller or Bobby Adamson to be leading in rushing. And right now we have our drop back quarterbacks leading in rushing. So, it's just continuing to build those guys up front because again, we're really young. We do have 2 seniors, but we have 3 guys that are playing for their first time. You have Brendan Groh, who is a backup and got sparing an amount of reps last season as a freshman, in a starting position, and then you have 2 brand new guys in Jackson Knight and Cole Pack. And I thought those 2 played actually really pretty good for the first go of it. Well, second go for Cole, he's in his second game, and Jackson was starting for the first time this last week. So I think that their upside, to use a Mel Kiperism, I mean, their upside is tremendous.
Now it really is. We just got to drop the mic. We had the parrot, now use a Mel Kiperism. We're not going to beat this.
Try to throw a couple of those in there, keep you on your toes, Bob.
I appreciate that. Speaking of Michael Bear, who was probably part of the all-time hair team, who else this year would you throw in there real quick?
Oh, with the all-time hair team?
Yeah.
I think Bryce Capron, he's one. Definitely all-time hair team. We have a lot of our kids have the kind of the short, spiky, kind of flat top-ish, but not flat top dreads thing going for them.
Oh.
It's kind of, I don't know what I don't even know what it's called, but in some of them it looks pretty good.
Your description right there, if you remember as a kid from Whammo that you'd hook the hose up and it had like those little things that the water would spit out, but you'd end up with welts because you'd get hit by it.
Right. It's kind of like that. It is very similar. Yeah.
That or the Hawaiian Punch guy.
Yes, very, very much like the Hawaiian Punch guy because he had that what is it made out of? It's like a straw hat type thing that when he would wear. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
anyways, we got some all hair team guys.
So that's good. Some of the positives though that I took out of that was that the defense was able to hold both Cedric Phillips and Savon Mitchell Ford, both of them each under 100 yards.
Right.
Those guys, especially Mitchell Ford, had been a beast running the ball and were easily topping the 100-yard mark in their first few games. And the Braves defense was able to keep them from doing that.
Yeah, and I think we played really well both sides of the ball in the second half, and that's the thing that we need to be able to do is put a full 60 minutes together and play hard and take advantage of things from early get-go. Because what's it, 17-7 at the end of the first half. And then we scored 29 points on the day, so we scored 22 points in the second half. If we can put that together in the first half, it's a totally different story. So we just got to get off to a better start.
Well, and the Braves were the first team this year to put points on the board against Sterling.
Right.
They had held their opponents to no points in the second half, so that's also a big plus right there. The other thing was, and we talked about it during the post game, was the fight of the team.
Right.
Very easily to get frustrated and get down. You're down 17-0. As you're going into the half, you hit a big touchdown. You get some momentum as the time expires to end the half, and the team just battled and battled and battled.
They did, and I think that's a testament to the guys that have been in the program for the last couple of years. That is something that they did a really good job with, and then there's a influx of some new guys, and you can see the new guys that are catching on to what you're doing, not only from the scheme wise, but just also the whole attitude, kind of the desire, the fight that you're talking about. The kind of that pride to get out there and do better, make better plays, and that sort of thing, and you can see that, and you can still see that we've got some guys that are still trying to get it, are they in the boat or are they out of the boat type thing, and so it's hopefully something that we're starting to see that change go a little bit, and we talked about it this week at practice, and I did it after the game, is that and I mentioned to you before that I used to have a magic 8-ball that I'd shake and I'd ask it questions, and if I didn't like the answer, I'd just keep on shaking until I got the right answer, and tell the guys, I go, I got that on my desk still, but now I have a crystal ball, and so I can see the future and where it goes, and usually I'm telling them if we do this, and this, we'll be good, and if we don't do this, then we won't be, and that's kind of the way that the last game worked out for us.
We're going to take our first break of the night right here. And when we come back, we're going to talk about this weekend's matchup with Kansas Wesleyan, which should be a fun contest. The Royals are playing right now. They just got underway. They're taking on Atlanta, their final homestand of the year. We will join that game in progress at the top of the hour, so stick around for that. But our first break of the night, you're listening to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show on 103.7 FM and 1220 AM KOFO.
Pizza Time at 208 South Main in historic downtown Ottawa is very proud to be a locally owned and operated part of the community. From supporting our schools and charities to backing our sports teams, Pizza Time has been serving the area in more than just pizza since 1985. Dine in, carry out, or free delivery. Remember, Pizza Time is here to continue to serve up the area's favorite pizza. Look us up and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or just call us at 242-TIME. You know what time it is? It's always Pizza Time.
What it means to be an OU brave is to be yourself. What I've learned here is I've created memories with friends, and I was actually really comfortable being in my own skin here. Everybody has their own personality, and we're all unique here, just trying to live significant lives. And I think I'm going to leave here with an imprint that will last forever and that I can hold on to and look back at and laugh at and see that I not only learned something, but I created friendships and memories that will always stick with me. That's what it means to be brave, to be yourself.
Be a brave. Visit ottawa.edu. You got to the game late, and the only place to park turned out to be a little too close to foul territory. But you're not worried. In fact, you watched the rest of the game before you even go check the damage. How can you be so confident? Your auto insurance is with local State Farm agent Keith King. There's a reason State Farm is the largest auto insurer in the U.S.
I'm State Farm Insurance Agent Keith King. Let's work together to be sure your vehicle has the coverage you need. Call and schedule an appointment today at 242-9435. Stop by my office at 111 South Main in Ottawa or visit online at keithking.net.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. And right now, get your first online visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/joy. Sure beats paying for an in-office doctor's appointment, doesn't it? Plus, you won't need to deal with awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe the medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free online visit. forhims.com/joy.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like company pages where you can get people excited about working for you. And we give you this toy monkey, which will bang its cymbals when the right resume appears. Okay, there is no monkey. I said there is no monkey! But company pages, for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo to try company pages for free. Terms and conditions apply.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, you wouldn't spend more to get the exact same thing, would you? No. So when I tell you that Straight Talk Wireless runs on the same cell towers as the big guys but charges up to half the cost, you see where I'm going with this, right? Get America's best 4G LTE networks for less. The unlimited plan is just $45 a month with 25 gigs at high speeds, then 2G. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
Savings may vary. See straighttalk.com.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Amazing. It's kind of like being showered with cash from above, which would also be pretty amazing. It's so amazing that millions of people a year are getting their cash back matched. They just can't get enough. So whether it's raining down on your head or raining into your bank account, it's your cash back, and Discover is matching it. Discover Cashback Match. What are you waiting for? Learn more at discover.com/match.
We're back. We're at pizza time till the top of the hour when we'll join the Royals in progress. We've already seen a parrot walk by.
Well, a parrot with a person.
Yeah, with a person.
The parrot didn't walk.
Well, let's just leave it to the mind's eye. Let's see what happens there. It's already been an eventful show. You know, I'm going to get this out of the way early. Amy, hello.
Hey, my in-laws are listening. My mother-in-law set an alarm this week to make sure she was ready, so...
And so far, she is being entertained by what could be the best show so far this season.
And probably, most likely.
Most likely. I'm starting to feel in the groove now.
Good.
So that's good. Well, my mom is listening. My aunt may be listening. Well, if I have to find out for sure.
Okay. We'll count it right now.
Yeah, we'll count it right now. The modem back at the station, and...
Grogan's?
The Grogans, yes. Doris and Jim Grogan.
Most likely.
No, I know they listen.
Okay.
Because I usually get a reminder to make sure I say hello to them from my aunt.
Okay.
So, yes.
Good.
So, hello to Doris and Jim. So, have we left anybody out?
Well, you got everybody internationally.
Yes.
Because we are on the World Wide Web.
That's right. Guam, we're still looking at you.
Yep.
But the Maldives, I'm looking at you too.
Okay.
So we want to say hello to you too. Not the band.
Although they are very good.
Yeah, they are very good. Except for that one album that snuck on everybody's iPhone 5 years ago.
Was it 5 years? Oh, yeah. It wasn't bad. They had a couple good songs.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, a couple good ones.
You're my coach. I
didn't, you know, when they went from like the Joshua Tree and they started experimenting with things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I remember the name of the album, but the song was Yellow. Yeah, that was a rough patch for them, but then they got back to their roots. And
I do want to let you know that Lars just texted me. He's forced to listen.
Yeah, somebody's got it.
So when it's got, we know no matter what, there is always one.
Yes.
So thanks to Lars being back there running the board for us tonight. Big game on Saturday. Kansas Wesleyan comes to town. 4th ranked. It's a home opener. Press box gets to be opened up, which we'll talk a little bit about later. And you've got a machine coming in on Saturday.
Yeah, they're a good football team. They offensively, they got some pretty good, really good weapons. Not pretty good, really good weapons. Johnny Photo at quarterback. You know, last year if Pruitt, their running back, is not the first team All-American, you know, Johnny Photo would be. He's really solid back there. Trent Poe Evans at receiver, tight end. They kind of have him playing a tight end spot this year. Their offensive line is very good, very solid, physical group up front. And then defensively they have some really good players. I think that probably highlighted by their defensive end, Shaq Bradford. He's a really talented guy. He's not very tall. You know, he's listed at 5'11", and that might be giving him an inch or so. But he is extremely quick and extremely physical. So yeah, they got guys on both sides of the field, and they play hard. So I think they're a little different than they were last year, though. I mean, you can tell that the head coach has a little different play calling than Matt Drinkle did last year, but overall they still got a lot of athletes on the field.
And that is one of the things with this team is just the athleticism that they do have. And you mentioned Johnny Photo. He had 4 touchdowns last weekend and in their win. DeMarco Pruitt is just he's good.
He is. He's really good. He runs. He's probably one of the more patient runners. I mean, watching him last year particularly, because we played them a little later than we did now at this part of the season. It seems like. I mean, but he's very patient. He just kind of sat, you know, behind his guys and let the blocks happen, and then he would be physical through the hole and that sort of thing. And he has good speed. But he's extremely patient runner, and let the big boys up front do their job.
And in last year's game, the first half really was the difference in the ball game,
right.
and
second quarter
especially, yeah. And that is and that's something that the Braves are not going to be able to do in this game this week.
We just turned the ball over way too much in the second quarter last year. Kind of the wheels fell off the bus, and we just kept on giving them either short fields and that sort of thing to work with. And you know, once we got the ship righted, we started scoring some points again. But you know, we have to play a clean game. You know, when you play good football teams versus good football teams, you have to play a clean game. You know, because you can't give opportunities to other people, and that's what we showed last week. You know, we played a good football team that we gave extra opportunities to, or took points away from ourselves, you know, by, you know, turning the ball over. So you can't do that and expect to win.
Well, and when you take a look at a team that has the type of talent Kansas Wesleyan has on both sides of the ball, it really puts into perspective how and we've been saying it over and over, but every possession is going to count, and every opportunity to get their offense off the field is going to count.
That's right. We have to take care of the ball and can't have 3 and outs. Can't let them, because they'll move at a decent clip, but they're going to want to run the football with Pruitt, and so that's going to take more time off the clock. Very similar to kind of the same MO that we went into last week with the Sterling. You give their offense a chance to be able to move down the field and take time off the clock. That gives you less time to be able to score. So we need to take our opportunities and make them good when we have them.
For a defense for Ottawa, and you've got you've got all, whether it's the quarterback, the running back, or the wide receiver, where you've got weapons. Right. It really makes it difficult, though, to try to plan for that, because you know someone's going to get their yards or a touchdown here or there. Is this week more about just trying to limit?
Oh, I think what you try to do is you try to put them in a situation where they're going to be uncomfortable, and because generally when teams are uncomfortable, they'll do things, they'll force things, which then might steamroll, in your favor. And I think the number one thing that we got to go into, like we did last week, I think you have to do every week, is you got to take away the running attack and make them have to throw more than they want to throw, because I think the strength of last year's Kansas Westline team was they can consistently run, and then you would set yourself up for the run, and then they would be able to either play action and drop back or play action and bootleg or something like that, and then Johnny Foto had all day, and then he could run a little bit too. So that you got to be able to say, okay, this is a time that we've put him in a situation where we can pin our ears back a little bit and try to put some pressure on the quarterback and have him force things that they don't, necessarily want to do.
Well, and it has become a cliche about the battle being in the trenches, but I really think this week that is going to be the key.
Both sides of the ball.
For
Definitely.
both sides of the ball. The defensive line is going to have to break down Kansas Wesleyan's offensive line to make things happen, and the Braves' offensive line are going to have to become a stone wall.
Yeah, I mean, we have to be able to run the ball effectively, and we have to protect the quarterback. Those are two things they do, because their offensive line is going to, try to control. They're going to run power. They're going to run, inside zone, that sort of thing. They got other stuff, but I mean, that's kind of their staple. And then on their defensive side of the football, they're going to try to get primarily most of their rush from their 4 guys up front, which are pretty good, and they've had a really good success with it. This year so far, is just being able to rush. I mean, they have the possibility, and we work on the possibility of bringing pressure, but they're not going to be like Sterling was last week, which is predicated on pressure and man-to-man defense and that sort of thing. These guys are going to mix it up, the coverages, do a couple different coverages, and then try to get most of the pressure on the quarterback from their front 4, and particularly a guy like Shaq Bradford. I mean, you've got to be able to scheme to be able to help people out with him without taking too much away, so the other guys have a great day.
Well, and that leads me to ask, for Ottawa, you mentioned having to play a clean game. What other things will this team have to do to defeat the Coyotes?
Well, I think we have to score more than them, Bob.
Well, thanks, Marcus Allen.
I think that the other thing that we need to do is limit the big play. Especially, whether we turn the ball over or on special teams, because they have pretty salty punt returner that we're looking at, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to kick right at him, type thing. So limit the big play, whether it's special teams or it's offense or whether it's defense. We need to limit that. We need to create more on our side. And I think we've been able to create some big plays offensively. Last week we got a pick, but we haven't really created a lot of turnovers defensively, and I think we need to be able to do that a little bit. And where we haven't seen really any big plays from us is in our special teams right now.
I was going to say it's
just kind of like they're out there.
Yeah, it's been a while since you could say the Braves special teams have really been a difference maker.
Right, and that's where I would say that we got to continue to improve and work on things, and then also if we can create some big plays defensively, that's going to be helpful.
We're going to take a break right here. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the home opener, but about some of the nuts and bolts that'll be going on this weekend as the Braves come home finally. The schedule makers really didn't do Ottawa any favors.
Not really.
So we'll talk about that when we come back. Don't forget Ottawa High football this Friday night. They'll head to Chanute. We'll have the Rob Hedrick pregame show at 6:40, kickoff at 7. Gary Bateman will be your host with the most, and you'll hear it here on the mothership of 1220 a.m. and on 103.7 FM KOFO and KOFO.com.
Let's face it, auto insurance can be confusing. Do you know your comprehensive from your collision, your no fault from liability, your premium from your deductible? After an accident is no time to find out that your definition of full coverage is actually different from what your policy says. Let local State Farm Insurance agent Keith King explain auto insurance in terms you can understand.
I'm State Farm Insurance agent Keith King. Let's work together to be sure your vehicle has the coverage you need. Call and schedule an appointment today at 242-9435. Stop by my office at 111 South Main in Ottawa or visit online at keithking.net.
I came here to run cross country and it ended up being way different than I thought it was going to be. It's unlike anything I've ever been a part of to be on the team. Everyone is so completely different. There are people you never thought you'd be friends with, nothing like your outside friends, but somehow you all click to be the same and have the same interests, but yet completely different. Everyone's always there for you. It's not just about running. Friendships and families like they're your siblings when you're away from home. That's what it means to be a part of the Braves cross country and track team, to be a family.
Be a Brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
Pizza Time at 208 South Main in historic downtown Ottawa is very proud to be a locally owned and operated part of the community. From supporting our schools and charities to backing our sports teams, Pizza Time has been serving the area in more than just pizza since 1985. Dine in, carry out, or free delivery. Remember, Pizza Time is here to continue to serve up the area's favorite pizza. Look us up and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or just call us at 242-TIME. You know what time it is? It's always Pizza Time.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions. Like company pages where you can get people excited about working for you. And we give you this toy monkey, which will bang its cymbals when the right resume appears. Okay, there is no monkey.
I said there is no monkey!
But company pages, for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo to try company pages for free. Terms and conditions apply.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, you wouldn't spend more to get the exact same thing, would you? No. So when I tell you that Straight Talk Wireless runs on the same cell towers as the big guys but charges up to half the cost, you see where I'm going with this, right? Get America's best 4G LTE networks for less. The unlimited plan is just $45 a month with 25 gigs at high speeds, then 2G. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
Savings may vary. See straighttalk.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance presents and Doug.
Limu, there's a woman threatening to sign up for generic car insurance. Grab your birdseed and let's go.
I'm gonna sign these papers right here, right now.
Ma'am, drop the pen. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Thanks, Limu, Emu, and Doug.
Don't thank us, thank Liberty Mutual, but also thank us.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Equal housing insurer. State laws apply.
Hey guys, this is Blake Shelton.
And Kelly Clarkson.
Reminding you that The Voice is back with
the super amazing, incredible Gwen Stefani. Oh my God, I'm so stoked.
Are you finished?
Sorry.
Thank you. As I was saying...
Kelly and Gwen shaking things up on The Voice. It's going to be so much fun.
Okay, I'll give up. You just do it.
Don't miss the premiere of The Voice on NBC.
Oh, this is going to be a long season.
Yes, it is.
The Voice returns with Gwen Stefani. Don't miss the blind auditions tonight on NBC.
We're back here on the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show. And let's face it, it's really about the golden tones of head coach Kent Kessinger. I'm just a monkey doing a math problem. It's all about you.
I appreciate that, Bob.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I mean, you're the one carrying it. So.
Well, I do what I can.
Yeah, well, and I appreciate that because I'm just here. I'm a facilitator.
Facilitator, and you're doing a fine job of it.
System quarterback, if you will.
Well, you know, I've worked with all kinds, so just try to make them great.
Hey, someday I'll be great.
Stay in the pocket, wing that ball. That's all we look for.
Yeah. Who am I kidding? I'll be an arena leaguer. That's
a lot of throwing there.
Well, that's true.
It's my system.
A lot of intercepting on my part.
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, I could maybe go about 20 yards.
It's not a very big field indoors, so you should be good.
I would. I'd like to sometime just fling at some wide receivers on the field.
I think that's what you should do when you get early to the game, especially when we're on the road.
Yeah.
You get set up, come down there, take part in a little, news, pat and go, that sort of thing. Play some catch.
Okay.
I think that should be a new tradition.
You know what? Maybe we'll do that this weekend because I can get set up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Since we're not usually pressed.
Yeah, we're at home. We have plenty of time.
All right, that's it. You've talked me into it.
Get some video going.
I'm coming down for that. That's it. It's going to happen. We'll have video. You'll watch me be humiliated on Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, you name it.
Hey, I tell you what, with editing nowadays, you can make anybody look good.
Well, it's going to take a lot. There's going to be a lot of people working a lot of time. Speaking of this weekend, it's the opening of the new press box.
Yeah. You said nuts and bolts, and
yeah,
they're still screwing some of those in.
At least there's windows.
Yeah, I went and peeked at it today because I thought you might want to talk about it. I didn't know that you would, but I just had a sense. It's that Jedi thing that we got going.
Yeah.
But they have most of the windows up and in, and they were working on a couple of them. It's all sheetrocked, cut in. They're putting in the air exchange. I want to say air exchange because it's a heater, cooler, that sort of thing. They got carpeting in most of the places already.
Is there electricity?
Well, I don't know.
Because I really don't.
A lot of wires from the restroom still. So I'm saying that I don't know if it's all set up, but I don't know if it's completed live to where they can just plug into the outlets.
Because I don't know that I have 700 feet of cord to run.
No.
Power will be important for this one, as.
Power and internet.
Power.
From what I understand.
Yes, that's gonna. I mean, if I have to go old school with the cell phone, I can do that. But the power will be important. And but it's exciting. There's going to be new stands.
Yeah, they've. It looks like they're starting on the extension. We have temporary bleachers on the far side that are on the track. They set that up for the West Franklin game. That was last Friday. They didn't use the booth, but they used the stands. So there's a couple things that they're still working on, and I just like to have them get the press box done and make sure that the main stands are ready to go, and then worry about the extensions and all that other stuff if we have to later. But let's get that press box done and open.
It could be an interesting broadcast come Saturday. But it's nice, though. It's good to see them doing some upgrades around the field. Yeah,
it's gonna be a pretty sharp looking. I mean, we've had a chance to obviously look at it from the field and stuff, and you'll come on the campus and if you've been here before, and you'll be like, well, that looks really nice. Mm-hmm. It is going to be a really, really cool place when it gets done.
Oh, and I think that little by little, there are more and more pieces being completed that not just for the football program, but other athletics programs that will help draw players to Ottawa University.
Well, the stadium thing has been, like I think I mentioned on on a interview today. I think it was like 1969 or something like that. I mean, that would have been the year that I was born. So it's a pretty old stadium. And I don't know if it's changed much. I put a couple of new boards on it and that sort of thing over the last couple of years. So this is a distinct upgrade, which it's been needed, and I think it'll make the fan experience and the media experience so much better, and will help both sets of coaches because you don't have to stand outside in the elements, and your call sheet blows away or whatever it is, and the vantage point is a little bit higher than where we would have been at before, and so it gives a better view.
Well, I was going to say that you took me in there over the summer when we were recording the podcasts, and the vantage point from where we'll be at is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, it may be the best view in the conference.
That's a lot of people have said kind of saying that, and that'd be great. It'd be great if that's the case. But it is. I mean, you can see from end zone to end zone. There's no obstructed views for anybody that's in the box. I know that they used to get worried people would stand up in front of you, if you were going to be able to see the game where it's at. And we won't have that issue. There's a lot of positives. So they're doing a good job on it. They just need to make sure they get it done.
Well, you know what? Quality, though. Quality is the important part.
Right.
And I think that's going to be there. And it's nice because even though there have been a lot of upgrades to stadiums in the conference, but I don't think all of them will compare to some of the work that's being done here.
Yeah, especially press box. Yeah,
Well,
I don't think there'll be one that'll be like it from what I've been in so far.
And it certainly will not be an erector set type stadium.
No, it's going to be put together pretty well.
Yeah, because there's a certain place that's not McPherson or Emporia, but is in between those areas. Who, if you get a good gust of wind and you're in that press box, it's rocking.
Yeah, it does move a little bit.
It does. It wiggles, and it is a little concerning.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take our final break of the night.
Gotcha.
When we come back, it'll be time to play the quarter and a half bag of chips pyramid here on the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show. And you're only hearing it here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO. Oh, yeah, and then the web, too.
What it means to be, you brave is to be yourself. What I've learned here is I've created memories with friends, and I was actually really comfortable being in my own skin here. Everybody has their own personality, and we're all unique here, just trying to live significant lives. And I think I'm going to leave here with an imprint that will last forever and that I can hold on to and look back at and laugh at and see that I not only learned something, but I created friendships and memories that will always stick with me. That's what it means to be brave, to be yourself.
Be a brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
Pizza Time at 208 South Main in historic downtown Ottawa is very proud to be a locally owned and operated part of the community. From supporting our schools and charities to backing our sports teams, Pizza Time has been serving the area in more than just pizza since 1985. Dine in, carry out, or free delivery. Remember, Pizza Time is here to continue to serve up the area's favorite pizza. Look us up and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or just call us at 242-TIME. You know what time it is? It's always Pizza Time.
It's late at night. You've been visiting family and you're on your way home. You didn't see the deer in front of you until it was too late. Everyone is safe. Your vehicle did its job and protected you. Now you get to find out if your auto insurance does the same. It will, because you have State Farm Auto Insurance through local agent Keith King in Ottawa.
I'm State Farm Insurance Agent Keith King. Let's work together to be sure your vehicle has the coverage you need. Call and schedule an appointment today at 242-9435. Stop by my office at 111 South Main in Ottawa, or visit online at keithking.net.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. We'll also have a dolphin chatter excitedly in front of the perfect candidate. Okay, there's no dolphin. But skills tests, that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
Liberty Mutual Insurance presents Doug.
Limu, there's a woman threatening to sign up for generic car insurance. Grab your birdseed and let's go.
I'm gonna sign these papers right here, right now.
Ma'am, drop the pen. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Thanks, Limu, Emu, and Doug.
Don't thank us, thank Liberty Mutual, but also thank us.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Equal housing insurer. State laws apply.
O'Reilly.
This is Sarah's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
Driving cross country with 2 young children is ambitious, to say the least. Then our check engine light came on. We pulled into O'Reilly Auto Parts and they tested it. Turned out it was a faulty sensor. They referred us to a great mechanic just down the street and we were back on the road in no time.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Amazing. It's kind of like being showered with cash from above, which would also be pretty amazing. It's so amazing that millions of people a year are getting their cash back matched. They just can't get enough. So whether it's raining down on your head or raining into your bank account, it's your cash back, and Discover is matching it. Discover Cashback Match. What are you waiting for? Learn more at discover.com/match.
Oh, yeah.
Well, even the theme song, I love it.
Shay's jamming to it over here. Pretty good moves for a soon-to-be 8-year-old.
We can dance if he wants to.
Welcome back to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show and the 1.25 bag of chips pyramid here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO. And this is the time of the show where we're going to play the pyramid with head coach Kent Kessinger.
Trying to pull up my not Twitter, but my text messaging, because normally when we get to these, I need help. So
now I got to be honest.
Got to get to find a friend.
You cannot be in a bad mood when you hear that song.
No, it reminds me of. I need to play more of those songs when I ask questions in class. And I just hear crickets.
I think what you need to do is do like the match game and have a panel of 6 people to help you out.
That's right.
To give you to kind of give suggestions.
Or like the dating. Was it the dating game or whatever? Or what was it where they'd have the couples? They'd answer questions.
Oh yes.
When he does this.
The newlywed game.
The newlywed game.
Yes.
He will blink.
I'd be on that panel for you to get. Here's my answer, Kent. Bing, right there. Now, which ones are those correct, class?
I'm going to go with Charles Nelson Riley, wasn't it?
Hey! You can't get upset with Charles Nelson Riley. No. And the glasses. And the ascot. All right, so here's how it works. 60 seconds on the clock.
60 seconds.
You have 5 answers that you have to give. I will lead you. I will lead you. And you have to guess it.
Okay, so what's the category?
Well, it's just random.
Oh, random category.
Random.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 60 seconds on the clock. And go. So we just talked about it. And it's got to be done. Do we need to run power to it?
The press box. Will the press box be done?
Yes. The conference only thinks these 2 teams exist. They build everything around them. They seem to always get all the awards.
Tabor and Sterling. Tabor, Kansas Westland, and Tabor, and Friends.
Yes.
Okay, Kansas. Yes, Friends.
Struggled with it the first 2 weeks, trying to find a hole.
Our running game.
Exactly. All right. So far overrated this year. Kind of been a disappointment. Should go back to the pros. Maize and Blue.
Oh, Harbaugh.
There you go. Oh, we ran out of time. We ran out of time.
When you went maize and blue, I was with you. So
the last one would have been Ottawa University West.
Bethany College.
There you go. All right, 4 out of 5. Not bad.
Yes, and I just got the text message from my wife on the first answer press box.
Hey, well,
so
that
would have been a little bit late for phone a friend, but
pass.
Thank
Come
you.
back to it.
She was correct.
It's a big opportunity for Ottawa on Saturday because I think a win over Kansas Wesleyan, I think that would probably vault you back into the top 25.
No doubts we would be back in there, and I think that would also probably bring Sterling in as well. But yeah, it's a huge opportunity for us in that aspect. It's a chance to play really good talent and finally, get ourselves at home. We've had a pretty good success. I look like reading Katie's game notes of home contests for the Braves, and would like to be able to opening home contests. I'd like to be able to keep that going, and then that hopefully that springboards us through the rest of the season. But it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a battle, and most of the pundits will probably have us as underdogs going in, but I like being an underdog. I like being a dog, got a little bit of a yip going for him, a little bite. So hopefully we can go out there and play hard, play physical, and make some big plays and come away with a W.
Well, and the good part, not that there's an easy victory in conference, but the real tough part of the schedule starting to kind of dwindle down as far as the first 5 games where you were really going to be against some tough competition.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you looked at the preseason, the juggernaut is at the beginning of the season, but then you got to look at somebody. Bethel is 3-0 or 4-0 or something like that right now, and scoring a lot of points. So there's a lot of work yet left to be done, when it comes to the rest of the conference. But we've got to take care of this first one.
Yeah, this is a key one, and I think it's to me, I just see Ottawa University as a hungry team.
And I hope so too. And we're going to have, I think, a great opportunity for a lot of fan support this weekend. It's usually the week of the year that I get as many emails and text messages from a lot of people, even outside of the program. So the Bethany faithful like to see Kansas Wesleyan lose a lot too. So usually the guys that I played with, they get a hold of us. So it's a big week, and I tell the guys to start off with at the beginning of the week that Coach Kessinger's generally, he's on edge anyways, but Kansas Wesleyan week, he's a little bit wound, a little bit more tight. So it's an awesome opportunity for us, and I'm excited about it.
Huge week, and we're going to be excited to bring that to you. The KCAC's, I don't know if it's going to be it would be the KCAC game of the week. I'm sure they've got some other one picked out, but to me it would be. And we're going to have the Fusion Alley Ottawa University Braves pregame show at 5. Kickoff will be at 6 from the campus of Ottawa University. And Coach, we've got just about 2.5 minutes left. What's your final thoughts?
Well, I think that, like I mentioned before, it's going to come down to the trenches, both sides, offensive line and defensive line. Being able to, run the ball or protect the ball, protect the quarterback effectively for our side, and then be able to limit their rushing attack and kind of try to make them one-dimensional and see if they want to drop back and throw it as many times. And then really need to see that special teams make a play for us this week. I think that's key for us.
I think I would agree with that wholeheartedly. Not just because you're the coach, but I think that you've got to make the Kansas Wesleyan offense one-dimensional, and you've got to get in their head.
Yeah, we have to kind of get these guys. I mean, they're growing up, up front. They're growing together in our offensive line, particularly. But they just kind of have to get that little bit more of that edge going for them. So, and I think that some of them, I was really impressed with Jackson Knight and how he played in the game. Still got a lot of things to work on, but he brought an energy that I think that hopefully the rest of the guys kind of get. And that's a young guy that's, just getting fired up.
Your offensive line needs to channel their inner Dick Butkus.
Yes. Or, to pull a couple defensive guys, maybe a Jack Youngblood or, offensive guys, Mike Webster, the old school football players. That's we need to channel those this week.
That's what we need. We need a lot more in this world of old school football players.
Yes, old school football players.
When you break a leg and you tell them to tape it up and go out and play.
That's exactly what we need.
There's nothing wrong with that. Well, Coach, it's another one in the books here. I think it's been a fantastic week.
Hit the check box. Moving on to the next one.
I need a poster board like Coach Pearson has.
Goals.
Yeah.
Goals for the show.
Did we hit these?
Should we hit those? Get an arrowhead on it if we do. Put a big X if we didn't, so we know what to do to improve.
Yeah.
Heck of an idea, Bob.
I think we should do that. We're going to join the Royals here at the top of the hour. They are in front. Last opportunity we had a chance to see it was 1-0, but we're going to join them here at the top of the hour. We'll talk to you again next Tuesday night from here at Pizza Time.
Celebrating 70 years of sports, information, and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
Lopez at third, and after 2, Royals 1 and Atlanta 0.
This Royals crowd is on their feet, partner. I've never seen such an ovation for an opposing player.
That's because it's Mr. McMuffin.
Right you are.